Welcome to Lariat TV News. This week, a sneak peek at one of Baylor's longest-standing traditions. I'm Marissa Moniz.
And I'm Jacob Stowers. Before we preview All Universities Sing, students voice their opinions on DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Recent changes to DEI policies nationwide have sparked discussions on college campuses across the country. I had the chance to speak with Baylor students on the future of DEI efforts. In his first days in office, President Donald Trump terminated all federal diversity, equity, inclusion programs, leaving some students concerned for the future of DEI in the workplace.
There's so many people that wouldn't be able to do a lot of things that they do now, a lot of the important work they perform without the DEI laws, so it's concerning.
Some students, a part of minority groups, say they are concerned what this means for the future of Baylor.
For a lot of people, especially at Baylor, it's something that they hear about maybe, or they do have opinions about, but it doesn't necessarily affect them directly. And these new laws are something that impact me, my friends, my entire community that I'm surrounded with every day.
Some of these conversations have even reached the classroom.
Since the first day, we've been constantly talking about how our society and how our world is going to change as a whole.
However, many students say they believe Baylor will uphold its values.
We are one private Christian university, and our Christian values shouldn't be impacted or more or less switched for what's going outside in the political world.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Marissa Moniz.
Today marks 6 days until the opening night of Sing 2025. This year, 18 acts are taking the stage for the 6-night performance run. Sororities, fraternities, and other Baylor organizations have been putting in the work for months now to make show-stopping performances for competition. Tickets have sold out for every night, but resale options are available in Facebook groups and on other secondhand platforms. The last show is on Saturday, March 1st, and will be live-streamed at 6:30 p.m. The 8 scoring acts this spring will perform again at Pigskin Review in the fall.
So it's just really cool, an amazing honor to be able to practice for only 6-7 weeks and be able to, have the product of what you guys are about to see.
For more information, visit the Baylor Student Activities website.
Baylor Police Department has reported a decrease in crime rates, and Maren Small gives us a story.
According to Baylor PD, crime has dropped in the Waco area within the last year. Baylor University Assistant Chief Don Rodman says Baylor PD partners closely with Waco PD, Department of Public Safety, the FBI, and more, implementing crime prevention strategies.
A big part of that is really having a solid presence and making sure that we're there to get out in front of any issues. Our main focus is prevention. But obviously when we start seeing trends and patterns, we're going to be able to put officers in those locations to be able to address those issues, to be able to mitigate them before they become larger.
Waco crime rate has dropped 18% over the last 30 years. Law enforcement officials are working to keep it that way by utilizing a program called Crime Prevention through Environmental Design and the Crime-Free Multi-Housing Program to create a safer community for students and residents.
We are reducing the opportunity for crime by maintaining a beautiful space through those standards that we set that are actually, they make the campus look beautiful, but it also makes it safer at the same point.
Some students say they feel relieved knowing Baylor's campus is secure with police officers that ensure resources that are safe to the Baylor community.
I think that's great that it's safer than other big cities because then it just it puts me more at ease, I guess, is what I would say. So being in a safer city with our own police department at Baylor, I feel almost perfectly safe.
Through prevention strategies and strong partnerships, BUPD plays a key role in maintaining Waco's declining crime rate and ensuring the safety of Baylor students on and off campus. For Lariat TV News, I'm Maren Small.
We've all heard the Baylor ring-by-spring stereotype, but what is it really like to be engaged in college? LTVN's Lauren Holcomb talked with one couple who has cracked the code.
Seniors Molly Anderson and Wilson Fiesel had no idea when they met 3 years ago they'd be walking down the aisle together in just a few months.
Every time we hung out in group settings, I was like behind the scenes, like making it happen.
Yeah.
But Wilson didn't know that I liked him. He just thought we were friends.
The two met through friends their freshman year in 2021, and by April of 22, they started going out. Flash forward 3 years, they've now been engaged for 5 months.
I can't imagine the rest of my life without Molly, and so that's pretty much when I knew that she was the one. And Molly checks every box of she loves Jesus the most, she loves others the most, so selfless, and I don't know, she's got all the best qualities.
Being a student while wedding planning is not a walk in the park, especially at Baylor when all your friends are engaged too.
When you think about your wedding, you don't think about having to like plan around everyone else, which is so fun, but it's like, it'll be fun to get to celebrate everyone else. But it's just funny when you're like trying to plan like a shower, like a bachelorette trip, like you have all your other friends' dates to like go around.
Molly says planning has taken a lot of help from her mom and future mother-in-law to make it happen, but Wilson has made his voice heard for the important things.
Obviously, it's definitely not going to be as stressful for me as it is for anyone else, honestly. But yeah, so it's...
You came to the cake testing.
Yeah, I did come to the cake testing. Come on, I was I contributed a lot in that.
The two are excited to graduate in May and tie the knot on August 2nd. For Lariat TV News, I'm Lauren Holcomb.
Baylor has once again secured its place among the nation's top research institutions. The American Council on Education has reaffirmed Baylor's R1 research status in the 2025 Carnegie classifications. Baylor first achieved R1 status back in 2021, marking a huge milestone for the university. This reaffirmation highlights Baylor's growing research impact with over $80 million and more than 225 research doctorates awarded in 2023. President Livingstone says that this reaffirmation strengthens our commitment to top-tier research and our Christian mission. And now with the Baylor Indeeds plan, the university aims to impact worldwide.
If you like to boot, scoot, and boogie, then the Country Dance Club is the place for you. The Country Dance Club meets every Wednesday night in the Barfield Drawing Room in the Sub. It's a place for students of all dancing levels to come and learn fun partner dances and line dances. It doesn't matter if you don't own boots, the club wants everyone to join.
Everyone is welcome here. If you have never danced before, if you are a junior and haven't never been in a club before and don't know if it's too late to join, it's never too late to join.
For more information about the Country Dance Club, visit their Instagram page at countrydance_Baylor.
Next, we show you a student musician who released his first EP.
And highlight a friendship that has lasted more than 25 years.
I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh. I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh. I'll never get used to this.
One Baylor student isn't just hitting the books this semester, but also hitting the right notes. LTVN's Gracie Savage has the story behind the music.
I was always like, oh, I'm just going to share it with them, and it's like not going to be anybody else's. And so then I had a concert, and I thought, wow, it's like really cool to share my music with more than just my friends. And so I decided to release my first song.
What started as a passion project just for his close friends has quickly turned into something much bigger for Langley Sarovich.
I started writing music my sophomore year, freshman year of college, and then I started seriously writing music my junior year of college. And I think up to junior I'd written like 5 or 6 songs, and then past junior I think I'm up to like 130 or 140, so I just kind of like took off after junior year and wrote a ton of music.
Langley is a senior business fellow from Vail, Colorado, who loves to make music and said that this is a way for him to decompress and connect with his emotions. In between studying for the MCAT and writing his theses, Langley found time to jump into the studio and create an EP. He recently released a new EP with 4 songs on it called Live from Memorial Chapel.
So it's called Live from Memorial Chapel, and the reason I chose to sing in Memorial Chapel is I was in the honors college, so that's where I like kind of started writing all my music, my freshman and sophomore year. And I chose the 4 songs that I chose were the 4 songs that I started writing or finished writing in Memorial Chapel. So the chapel means a lot to me.
Langley did not create this EP alone. He had lots of help from his close friends who worked as his producers on this project. His main producer, Major Hargraves, had this to say about working on the EP.
He reached out about this project. I knew I had to be a part of it, and was really excited about just recording the process of Langley telling his stories and recording in such a beautiful environment.
You can find Live from Memorial Chapel on all streaming platforms. For Lariat TV News, I'm Gracie Savage.
Friendships come and go, but some stand the test of time. There's a group of friends who met at Baylor 25 years ago, and their bond remains strong as ever. Irma Pena has the details.
Some friendships start with,
hello, hermana.
He's like,
are you,
hola.
are you Hispanic? Hola. Indeed, she was not, but it's okay.
I'm a white chick from Plano, but I feel like we're going to be really good friends. And for these Baylor graduates, that awkward conversation led to having friends for life.
I mean, we've changed as people, but as like we were talking about earlier, I don't know, every time we get together, it doesn't feel like we've changed. Like, I feel like I'm, 20 again, back at Baylor, like up to shenanigans, doing goofy stuff.
Throughout the years, major life changes, and personal growth, their bond has remained the same.
We're in different seasons of life now, and yet, despite all of our differences, we still are so tight. Like we could be on polar opposite sides of any spectrum in any facet of our life right now, but we always have remained really tight in our friendship.
But it's not just about the places they've been in or the moments they've shared.
It's like a soul connection, right? It's not, it's not like about college or about like the slick or about Old Testament or about whatever. It's just like, like your soul finds your people, and those are your people, regardless of circumstance or what's going on, which is really cool.
Leaving one important advice for students.
Life is life, and so you'll just become busy with just adult stuff, and so it takes effort. And so I would strongly suggest to send that text, send that email, however kids communicate nowadays, send it, and just get together, because it does take a little bit of effort, right, to get everybody together, but it's worth it.
So if there's an old friend you've been meaning to reach out to, maybe today is the day to send that text. For Lariat TV News, I'm Irma Pena.
Baylor University director Alex Stahl is bringing Mary Zimmerman's Secret in the Wings to the stage, a play that explores the journey of growing up through the lens of fairy tales. As a third-year MFA student and former high school theater teacher, Stahl believes theater is an essential art form. She hopes the production will remind audiences to slow down and appreciate the meaningful moments in life. Looking ahead, Stahl envisions a future where theater continues to grow with more diverse stories and new, innovative content.
Sort of looking at and remembering what is important and has inspired us in the arts, and those are new stories. And so how can we, specifically, I want to see a shift in adding more diverse work to the stage that I think we are lacking right now.
Secret in the Wings will run from February 18th to February 23rd.
This week, the National Association of Black Journalists at Baylor hosted Marcine Graham, a Dallas-based journalist, to speak to journalism students about her career in the news. Graham has covered a variety of stories over her career, from tragic mass shootings to hurricanes. She spoke to students about how she got into the field of journalism and how she has progressed in her career, going from being an intern at NBC Miami to being in her current position with Spectrum One News Texas.
School is about theory, and I feel like I've only learned journalism through OJT, on-the-job training. I've never, taken a journalism class, but I've learned everything in the field.
Last weekend, Baylor University Libraries and Texas A&M co-hosted Part 1 of the Cultures of Correspondence Symposium. LTBN's Jacob Stowers has the story.
Baylor University Libraries hosted Part 1 of the Cultures of Correspondence Symposium. They focused on a range of issues that affect students and researchers alike.
So last weekend, we hosted a symposium called the Cultures of Correspondence Symposium, and what we were doing was we were interested in scholars who use 18th and 19th century letters in their research and in their teaching.
The symposium was a two-part event. The first half concluded last weekend on Baylor's campus, and the other half is set to start on the 14th at Texas A&M University.
This coming weekend, there will be 2 days at Texas A&M where they'll still be focusing some on research, but they're also really looking at how do you edit someone's letters and make them available to the public, and how do you make that project sustainable.
One of the goals addressed in the symposium was digitizing documents to help researchers and students access them more effectively for research purposes.
Digitizing a lot of the kind of original and archival materials that we have in our collections, and those are generally just completely open to the public. Sometimes things you have to have a bare ID and password to get to, but most of those are just open to the public.
Next week at Texas A&M, the symposium will be diving deeper into how to make important documents more accessible to students and the public. With Lariat TV News, I'm Jacob Stowers.
Coming up, it's opening day at the Baylor ballpark.
And women's basketball collects its 5th straight. Keep it here.
We were born to run. There's a spark in your heart and a fire that's in your eyes. For the hope that you know everything's gonna be alright. Living our best life, taking it all in stride. The light will be our guide. We were born to run. We were born to run.
Women's basketball has been on a roll recently, winning their last 5 games, with one of the most important wins coming on Tuesday night against number 18, West Virginia. Baylor women's basketball extended their winning streak to 5 when they beat number 18, West Virginia, 75-65 in Foster Pavilion on Tuesday night. At home, the Bears have won 14 and only lost 1.
Momentum we need to continue to carry with us. We have to learn from everything that we did well today or tonight, and then everything that we did not do well as well, because there were things that we can always improve on. But just keeping this energy, and I feel like each time we step on the court, our synergy as a group, like, it just shows, and it only gets better with each time that we play.
Baylor led in most of the first half, entering halftime with a 10-point, 36-26 lead. Baylor led in all the second half, with the lead leading as many as 16, before some timely threes kept West Virginia in the game. Senior center Aaronette finally led all scorers with 21 points, and junior guard Dariana Littlepage-Buggs had a career-high 7 assists.
We spent a lot of time working on that specific action in practice and shoot around, so we knew we were both supposed to be ready, her to pass and me to find it, or for her to take the shot. But yeah, I love playing with Bugs. She's really an intelligent player, hustle player. She does a lot of things well, so I'm glad we had that connection tonight.
With 5 games left in the season, the Bears find themselves tied for first place in Big 12 with number 11 TCU, with number 14 Kansas State only being 1 game behind, and the rest of the field not that much farther.
A lot of teams that still have the opportunity to win it, and so you can't take anyone lightly, because someone's going to win this league. It might be a tie, it could be a 3-way tie, it could be, a seeding nightmare for the Big 12 tournament. But I think our league is really good, and people don't talk about it enough.
The Bears play their next 2 games on the road, playing Texas Tech and then Colorado and Boulder, before heading home to play Iowa State in their penultimate home game of the season. For Lariat TV News, I'm Braden Murray. Acro Tumbling is back, and Claire Marie Scott sat down with Coach Felicia Mulkey and Mariah Polk to discuss how they're aiming to earn even more hardware.
Acro opened their season this past Saturday versus number 5 Mary Hardin Baylor. The Bears took the meet by more than 20 points, increasing their win streak to 39 in a row. With their season starting, Baylor is feeling confident about the team dynamic, even though many talented seniors graduated.
We've got it figured out. We've got it covered. We're ready to go. We're ready to showcase what we are capable of doing, and so many people have stepped up to the plate, have challenged for their spot.
Last season, Baylor won their 9th straight national championship, but the team isn't focused on number 10 yet.
I don't think we even think about the national championship till we're at the national championship. I think something we focus on the most is like beating ourselves every week. I feel like our biggest competition comes within the 4 walls of the gym.
This is Coach Felicia Mulkey's 11th season with Baylor, and with her being an influential model in the sport, her coaching has changed.
My approach has changed as I'm watching these young coaches come up. If they tried to have the exact approach I have, it's not going to work. they've got to figure out what that team is looking for with them and what they mean to the team.
With outside opinions constantly surrounding the program, Coach Mulkey wants to set the record straight on the culture of the program.
Winnings, I think everybody from the outside looking in thinks, oh, Baylor's all about winning, Baylor A&T. I mean, why would you play if you didn't want to win? Like, why? So I'm not going to say I don't want to win, but that's not why you do it.
The Bears will be in the Farrell Saturday to take on Long Island University. For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Marie Scott.
Women's basketball's Dariana Littlepage Buggs was named Big 12 Player of the Week on Monday. The junior is currently ranked second in the conference in double-doubles and is averaging 14.4 points and 10.3 rebounds per game. In the Bears' last week win over Houston, Littlepage Buggs scored her 1,000th career point and posted a career-high 6 assists. The duo of Littlepage Buggs and senior Aaronette Vonley lifted Baylor over 18th-ranked West Virginia on Tuesday night.
We were both supposed to be ready, her to pass and me to find it, or for her to take the shot. But yeah, I love playing with Buggs. She's really an intelligent player, hustle player. She does a lot of things well, so I'm glad we had that connection tonight.
Baylor eyes its 6th straight win this Saturday in Lubbock. Baylor baseball kicks off the 2025 campaign with a 3-game series against Youngstown State. Headed into their third season under head coach Mitch Hobson, the Bears, who finished 22-31 last spring, are looking to take their next step forward after finally reached the Big 12 tournament in back-to-back seasons. All eyes will be on the Bears' pitching rotation that ranked last in almost every category last season. Baylor returns 22 players and welcomes 18 newcomers. Bears are hoping to prove many wrong, being picked to finish second to last in most Big 12 preseason polls.
We're pumped to get out here. The guys have worked hard. They're excited to play somebody else. It's the start of the season, and everybody in college baseball is fired up.
First pitch is scheduled for 3 p.m. on Friday, and Saturday is a doubleheader with 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. start times at Baylor Ballpark. That's it for sports this week. We'll keep you updated as 8 different Baylor squads are in action throughout the weekend.
And that wraps up our newscast this week. Be sure to check with the Lariat for our all-university Sing rankings.
And whether you like the list or not, stick with us for the latest on campus and around Waco. Until we see you again, have a great week. And as always, Sic 'em Bears.